fan. What's up, YouTube? How we doing out there? Thank you for joining me. As always, nice to see you. Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic. Compound Concentrates and Coffee. We are here. We are up. We're on the air. Yeah, your SunDaze edition. How you doing out there? Hopefully you had a good Saturday evening. Hopefully you had a good Saturday. Let's go over here. There we go. Gotta support the team. I mean, granted, we're playing tomorrow, but gotta support the team. Alright, YouTube's looking good. YouTube's sounding good. What's up, Aaron? How are you, my friend? Nice to see you over there in YouTube land, by the way. Thank you for all those thumbs, YouTubers. You rock. Yeah, by the way, for those who don't know, we're playing, let's see, who are we at tomorrow? 49ers. Yeah, 49ers. Blonde moment. And of course, after that, the next game, Steelers and Bills. Then after that is Bills and Broncos. Then after that, Bills and Patriots. That's our theme song. It's called BioTrek. This is called Fade Away. Comes to you from Austin Woodward and Adam Griffith. Right here on Compound Concentrates and Coffee Radio. incidents, closures, or delays on the roadways. Nothing holding you up this day. Let's keep it that way. All right? If you're out there, you're a good driver, most likely, yeah? I know I am. Doesn't always mean the other guy is. So you watch out for them. You'll get from point A to point B and back again. Let's keep it this way. Again, that was called Fade Away, Austin Woodward and Adam Griffith. Now, this tune, Hazard Cast, Austin Woodward with Zach Ledbetter. Now, don't forget, everybody, straight up the top of the hour, 11 o'clock, you got the start of your JC's Power Hour. There you go. Hazard Cast. Good tunes, man. Good tunes. Austin Woodward, Zach Ledbetter. Now I'm going to jump on over. We're going to get into some other things. We have a lot of songs for you here. Now remember, on Sundays, I'm only here till 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Brand new tune. The artist Brent Bourgeois made its debut here for all of you on CC&C. In the jazz category, it's called Black Key Bop. A bit of news of the whoa, and this is a whoa, all right. An airplane which was in trouble actually made an emergency landing in the middle of a freeway in Minneapolis, and it was all caught on camera. Yep, drivers on an interstate near Minneapolis presented with quite a sight this week, as a plane, a small plane, it was having engine trouble, came down for a landing right in the middle of the highway. Yeah, that plane made an emergency landing on Interstate 35, west of Arden Hills, about 7 miles northeast of Minneapolis. They actually expertly merged in between several cars on the highway, and this was late at night. Yeah, Ramsey County Sheriff's Federation saying the plane, again, experiencing, it's called engine failure. They just it was sputtering, it was going out, he had no choice. Now, they said, while this isn't quite what we here at the department mean multimodal transportation systems when talking about the interstate, we're glad no one was injured, and we're impressed by the pilot's efforts to literally zipper merge coming in from above and going in between cars and landing. Yeah. Yeah, come to find out, the gentleman is a seasoned pilot. Been around for a long time. I mean, 52-year-old Craig Gifford of Minneapolis, seasoned pilot and a member of International Aerobic Flight Team. So, impressive. Whoop. No. No. All right. Let us go over here. This is a tune called Aware. Comes from Golden Braid Productions. What's up, David? What's going on, man? How are things over there in Facebook land? All right, we're at the end of Aware. Again, it's a brand new track from Golden Braid Productions. Made its debut here for all of you just a few days ago. All right, let's go to the artist Kiri T. This is called Twice. Little electronic for you. Cheers, everybody. It is. It's beautiful out there today. By the way, here... This is... No, we're going to hold off on that one right now. I will be playing that, but not yet. Not yet. All right, we're going to go to Cy Coonan's Day In, Day Out. This is a remix, and it's put in the reggae category. Alright, Facebookers, I'm going to be sharing the video with you. Mid-60s. Beautiful. Beautiful. Again, right now, we're looking at like 36, 37 degrees here on the grounds of the compound in Orange, Connecticut. We're only going to have a high in the 40s, like low 40s today. There you go, your link. That again, the plane I talked about earlier in the news of the whoa segment. Yeah, this guy emergency lands his Cessna, it looks like, on the highway. No one was hurt. A lot of people don't know that when you go for your pilot's license and you're learning to fly, one of the things they actually teach you is if you're having an issue, if you're going to crash, if you're coming in, if you can safely land, if there's a highway nearby, that is your runway. Absolutely. Go. Again, a Cy Coonan track that was remixed and put into reggae. Day in, day out. Now, I'm going to do a little Sam Marshall track. It'll be this song, and it's going to be Little Plaid Pants and Peril, of course, leading in My Little Woman. All right. Sam Marshall, R&B, a tune called Zip. Really, the YouTube link's not working for you, huh? That's strange. I just clicked on it and it opened right up. I'm sorry it's not working for you. I'll see if I can find like another link. Maybe a way direct to their webpage. There we go. How about that one? All right, again, that tune. Zip. Sam Marshall, the artist. Yeah. Melodic creation. It looks like it did. It hit a car at the end after he landed, and they went down. If you watch the video, I believe it's the car that was directly in front of the plane. I mean, most likely the person panicked upon seeing a plane in their rearview mirror and stepped on their brakes. Yeah. Now, we're talking melodic creation and delivery services for games, film, and TV. SamMarshallMusic.com. All right. Plaid Pants and Peril, a little global genius. Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, I mean, the gentleman, the police department even said, the man did an amazing job landing his plane in between cars on the highway. Hello.
Hear the song, my people.
Yeah. Watch. Commercial. It's exactly what I wanted.
Good landing.
This, absolutely. Look at this. This person panicked, jacked on their brakes, is what caused this whole thing to happen. I mean, it's not often you see a plane coming up at you in your rearview mirror, so if they actually stepped on the gas and just went forwards, they wouldn't have collided.
I would have gone to the right.
But yeah, they said the gentleman, been flying for a long time. And Monty, stop. No. Over here, this chat has been flawless all morning. I think I finally got it configured and fixed to where it's not falling behind.
Okay.
We've been staying up perfectly. Well, no, I went through and figured out some things that might have been on us. So there you go. All right, everybody, you know the deal. JC is here, my little woman, going to give you your power hour, a little sports and more, of course. Enjoy.
You go with your daddy. I'm not dealing with your mouth.
Yeah, right. Like because he's gonna stay in there. What do you kid?
There's a door.
Come on, buddy. Come here, buddy. Come on. Here's my boy.
Doop doop doop. Greetings and salutations, and how is everyone doing? It is JC, it is JC's Power Hour, and happy Sunday to all y'all wonderful people. Are you wonderful people? I'm just going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you're not wonderful and you just haven't told me. Who knows? No matter what, I'm going to give you that benefit. Just going to say to you, you know what? I think you're a good person. Because, you know what? Sometimes people need to hear that too. I hope you're all having a good week. I hope you're all doing well, not going too crazy. Hope you all have a dog sitting on your foot like I do. I mean, you know. Some things just get you through the day. I don't know why I have a dog sitting on my foot, but for some reason he thinks it's comfy. So, we'll leave it at that. For those who do not know, for those who are like, who the heck is this crazy person on here? I am JC. This is JC's Power Hour, where I talk sports and more. What would you like to talk about? Are there things that you want to discuss? I'll discuss a whole hell of a lot. I just won't discuss religion and politics because that is not this show. There are plenty of other shows to do that. This one ain't it. But being that it's football season, I usually use most of my hour, unless there are big highlights in other sports. But we are going to go over sports. We are going to go over the NFL. We'll go through my weekly picks for this week as we are on week 13 of the NFL. Like it is getting down to the nitty gritty, as they would say. It is getting down to it, isn't it? Week 12 is going to be one of those. You know what? The Steelers didn't play to the best of their ability, and they were the first ones to admit that they didn't play to the best of their ability. And they've been working on that during the week, but you know, honestly, and I'm not just saying it because it's my team, I'm saying it because, you know, the game got delayed 4 different times. You know, I'm amazed that we still won, but that's one of the things that I like about the Steelers is even when we screw up, we do find a way to you know, kick it through, as it were. Don't whine. You don't need to whine, but you're going to. And yes, we are playing the team with no name, but we're playing them tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which I hate that it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, because number one, it's a crazy time, and I'm probably going to be at work.
You gotta use that phone, though, and wave to your fans.
And
There you look. I said you gotta use that phone and wave to your fans. This is something we've been working on. I say wave to your fans, and he does.
Oh, what a good boy. And the Raiders game, they got moved to Tuesday. Not Raiders, Ravens. Sorry, bad pronunciation there. Which, again, is not only bothering Steelers fans, but it's bothering a lot of people in the NFL because the Ravens were the ones who broke a lot of the protocol. The Ravens were the ones who caused a lot of the problems, and yet the Ravens are being given the softer time frames and the softer schedule. But, you know what? Again, the Steelers are who they are. And right now the Steelers are 11 and 0. And you know what? We are just gonna keep going. Are we gonna be 12 and 0? We're not gonna find out until Monday afternoon. There are rumors, of course, which I'll get into when I do my picks for them, of the injuries, who's been activated, who's. A lot of headlines have been going on because Roethlisberger is listed right now as questionable because of knee injury, and I understand, and believe me, it makes me a nervous wreck too as a fan. But you also have to remember, there are different levels to who's going to play or not, to what your listing is. There's probable, there's questionable, there's doubtful, there's, you know, several levels of it. And one of the things they're doing is just putting it down as questionable. That way it could go either way. That way they can focus on making sure that other quarterbacks get good snaps and get some practice time in. And knowing Ben, he may just, shake it off and come in and play. I mean, that's simply how Ben is. Um, do I want him to play? Of course I do. And he wants to play too. Might there be strategic positives in keeping him not playing this week? Absolutely. I mean, you might not want to overwork your franchise quarterback. You might want to give him a week off. Because honestly, right now, this game, win or lose, is not going to change our position. And if the coaches feel that maybe Ben would benefit from a week off, they might keep him out. Because even though every game is to be taken seriously, and not that the team with no name is going to roll over and play dead, but I think the team that's going to be more of a challenge is going to be the Bills next week, if you're going to talk about who's going to play harder, and they may want Ben fresher next week than this week. But again, these are all speculations. You're not inside the coach's head. You're not inside Ben's head. You just, me and every other sports analyst can only guess and say, possibly this is the way it's going, possibly that's the way it's going. I mean, you don't know. And we're not going to know until game time. I mean, it's as simple as that. But even if we have Rudolph start, I wouldn't count the game as a throwaway, because I have faith in that kid. I really do. Speaking of injuries and the fact that the game is pushed all the way till Tuesday, the Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson is expected to play versus the Cowboys. Would he play today if, the game didn't get pushed? Probably not. Yeah, do remember they were supposed to play Thursday night. We had no Thursday night game. And I just, again, if I was a Cowboys fans, I'd be a little pissed too. You were supposed to have the Thursday night game. Granted, the Cowboys are, people are like, hey, the Cowboys are having troubles, but um, it's really a very tight division. So honestly, anybody in that league has a chance. Surprisingly, so you want to play every game that you can, and you want to play it strongly. And now they've gotten pushed. What is it? 5 days? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah. And now come next week, they're going to be in the same boat as the Steelers were this week, because now they're going to be playing games very close together. Because if we check ahead, please don't fall, buddy. You are sitting in a precarious position. Now they're going. I mean, it's just, it really seems like the NFL is bending a couple of rules for the Ravens, and I don't have a lot of faith in the Cowboys beating the Ravens, unfortunately. But what are you doing, buddy? Mutt mutt. What happened?
Wasn't plugged in, so it is flush right now.
Ah. I know. Having a small technical glitch. Hang in there, peoples. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about the Ravens and how it just it seems like they're bending the rules for certain teams and not others. And the NFL has done this before, and it really seems it's like uh whoever the preferred guy is. What are you doing, dog? Besides being silly. Now, remember, the Broncos had to play with absolutely no quarterbacks. They had to activate a kid, from uh the reserve list, who had never taken a snap because he was a wide receiver. Broncos didn't get to push their game, but the Ravens get to push their games everywhere. Another injury update. Dolphins quarterback Tua. I cannot pronounce his last name. Tagovailoa. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hurt his thumb during the Jets game last week, but he is he is expected to play. Some of the bigger guys that are expected to play. Atlanta Falcons wideout Julio Jones. He's still dealing with a hamstring injury, but he's expected to play. He said that he was feeling really good, so the team is hoping that he's going to be okay. And also the running back Todd Gurley with his knee is also expected to play. Chicago Bears wide receiver Allen Robinson is listed as questionable with a knee, but he's expected to play. Quarterback Nick Foles with his hip is also questionable, but also expected to play. Broncos running back Philip Lindsay expected to play despite his knee injury, and the same goes for wide receiver Jerry Jeudy. They're both expected to play against Kansas City. The Chiefs running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's dealing with the flu, and important to point out it's not COVID-19, it's actually the flu.
Say hi to Facebook
Hi
again.
Facebook. But he said he's feeling better. I mean, anybody who's had the actual regular flu kind of knows that will just knock your butt out. So, fortunately, it wasn't COVID, but it was just a regular flu, and that will knock you out. But he says he's feeling a lot better. Patriots quarterback Cam Newton is listed as questionable, but he took all the reps this week. He's expected to play. Again, Ben Roethlisberger is listed as questionable, but is expected to play.
There you go. Facebook's back up.
Thank you. Seattle Seahawks running back Carlos Hyde is listed as questionable with a toe injury, but again says that he's good to go. Cincinnati Bengals defensive end Armani Bledsoe is on the COVID reserve list, and I should say they just placed him on and brought up defensive tackle Khalil McKenzie from the practice squad to fill in. Again, a lot of these guys who are on the COVID list don't actually have it. A lot of them were, how do you phrase it? Were simply caught and welcome back there, David. They were basically what's called, in close contact with somebody who was, and so you just want to try to stem the tide of it spreading a lot. People are just put on the list of, okay, you're going to stay away from people for a little bit, make sure you don't have it. I mean, that's happening everywhere, not just in football. I mean, that's happening in sports, in regular work. So we're getting everything situated there. Which is again why it may not happen within the next week or two, but I do believe going down the line, the Ravens are more than likely gonna get more fines and some type of discipline for straight out breaking the protocol, and that's why they had such a huge outbreak. And again, it's probably not going to be this week, probably not next week, but we'll see what they'll actually do. Big injury note for the Steelers. Unfortunately, in our win last week, we did lose Bud Dupree. He has a torn ACL, so he's out for the rest of the year. Um, One thing I am confident, and the coaches are also confident. We usually could do very well at replacing, not even replacing, but making up for the lack of a person. I don't like the word replacing because each guy brings a special thing to the game. Each guy is, special in his own way. Yes, you're special too. Yes, you are. You're a special baby. You're not going to fall asleep on my arm. I cannot keep my arm like this for you to fall asleep on. It's not happening. I gotta move. I gotta move. I love you too, buddy, but I gotta move. Off. Off face. What? Off face. No, no. So, one other story that I do want to get into before I go into my picks. Well, good morning, Smokahontas, and how are you, my darling? Unless you were calling Monty beautiful, which of course he is. I have spoken about and I have written about this guy and just straight up said that this guy needs to be removed from the NFL, and he hasn't yet, but Vontaze Burfict, who has a long history of dirty hits, of violent hits on the field, not just to the Steelers, I mean to other teams as well. He's a dirty player. In He was arrested on battery charges in Nevada the other day. Alleged. Nothing has been proven yet. So, but point still being, this is one of the guys that I really believe should be pulled from the NFL. I mean, he just finished a suspension not that long ago, and it's obviously it's not just oh, I get hyped up on the field. This is the kind of guy he is. He's I don't like to say it this way, but it just seems like he's not that good a guy. He does things that he shouldn't do. So perhaps he should not be in the NFL. So perhaps you should give another young kid who is good at what he does and doesn't have these issues, give him the shot. But that's just me. I'm not on the commission board or anything for the NFL. I wish I was. I have a lot to say. But I'm not there yet, so I say yet because you never know. Keep pushing for that dream, I'd love to be working on the inside in the NFL. I would absolutely love that. Right, Mama? Yes, that would be fun, wouldn't it? Oh, I can't pet you the whole time. Yes, I know. But I do love you. And I love your toe beans. Yes. Yes, I do. I love you and your toe beans. Oh, and your belly. There. What's the matter, buddy? It's okay. You're an odd dog. You know that, right? You hear stuff. You hear cars going by? There are other people in the world. Cars do go by. Boop. Smoker Hunter says, "Good morning, sweet babe." But anywho, let's get into this week's picks, shall we? Let's get into and see what we have going on this, the first full week of December and week 13 of the NFL. We will start with something that should be a really strong, powerful game, believe it or not. The 8-3 Cleveland Browns. When was the last time we said that? Against the 8-3 Tennessee Titans. This is actually not an easy game to pick. Now, if you told me these two teams were playing last year, I would have said Tennessee, with one eye closed. But Cleveland has finally, after all this time of rebuilding and reevaluating and redestroying the monster, redoing a lot of different things, somehow they got timing right in the engine, and they're doing very well. They are 8-3 right now, and in second place in their division. Shocking the Baltimore Ravens, who in a lot of ways are struggling. The Ravens aren't doing what the Ravens normally do by this year, and certainly not what the Ravens had by this time last year. I think there's a lot of factors in that as far as the Ravens go, but the Browns are very, very surprising, but the Titans are home, and they are also playing very, very strong in a lot of ways. And even though the Browns are playing strong, they let the 1-10 Jaguars come within a couple of points of beating them last week, whereas the Titans, really put up a strong 45 points against a team that I would call equally as strong in the Colts. So if we're going on riding the high, there's a little advantage over there to the Titans, but the Browns might kind of want to shake off last week's game, even though they won. Even though they won, I think this game has the potential to be like one of those 41 to 44 games. I think both teams are gonna put a lot of points on the board. And this is one that I am going to fully admit I might be wrong in, but I'm going to take Tennessee over Cleveland. I don't think it's going to be by much. I think it's going to be a close game. And it wouldn't surprise me completely to go the other way, because of how the Browns have been playing. I mean, this is going to be a real test for the Browns, because this is coming up on the last weeks of the season, and if they could hold on to how their strength has been, if they could really just keep pushing it. But I think Titans are going to eke this one out. So that's who I'm going with for this week against those two. Again, it wouldn't surprise me, because the Browns are doing surprising things. Next game, the 6-5, say it properly, Las Vegas, not Los Angeles, not Oakland. Las Vegas Raiders. I'm gonna get this. It still doesn't. It still doesn't roll off the tongue properly, and you would think somebody who wants to go to Vegas so badly would be able to say Las Vegas easier than me, but with Las Vegas Raiders just still sounds a little weird to me. Um, are playing the 0 and 11 Jets, and I just the Jets are just having such a horrible season. It's just a hard time, and it is not going to surprise me at the end of the year if a lot of coaches are gone, if a lot of trades are made, because again, there's raw talent on this team, and like one week their defense will do really well and their offense isn't kicking, or another week their offense starts to kick and their defense is rolling up. They can't get all the pieces on the board in the same week, and that's got to be immensely frustrating for them. I mean, immensely. So, like, literally at this point, like them or hate them, I'm gonna have to take the Raiders, because the Raiders are just, they're playing a little weaker than they were at the beginning of the year, but they still are playing well enough that I until the Jets make some major changes, I can't see them beating a such a defensive team like the Raiders. So we're gonna have to take them. Next, the equally struggling 1-10 Jaguars are taking on the 5-6 Vikings, who, I mean, I kind of want to say they're doing a resurgence, because in a way they are. It's they started off very, very weakly, and they won last week like by the skin of their teeth. So I mean, they're trying. If the Vikings lose to the Jaguars, then I mean, that could almost be the bookie bet of the week. I mean, it really, really was a contender for the bookie bet of the week, to be honest. But I just don't completely see it. So I mean, I honestly think the Vikings are going to win, but again, I want to kind of call it my bookie bet of the week, because I think this would be the most surprising home loss. I mean, there are other people that may lose at home, but I think this would be like the biggest surprise. I mean, it's between this game and the next game, and I think I'm gonna leave this at. I'm gonna call it the Vikings. Just keep in mind that it was almost my bookie bet of the week. I mean, I don't want to do that to my friends who are Vikings fans, and I don't want to do that to the Vikings, but it straight up was almost. It straight up was almost my bookie bet of the week. Hey, what's that you got there?
It's this book by this local author.
Really? Who's the local
I
author?
figured I'd put it out here really quick. Cheap plug.
Really? Who's the author?
Yeah, my little woman here. I believe it's you. This is one of 4 books.
And fittingly, that's the first one in the series.
Yep.
It is a series, so by all means, if you like reading action adventure, by all means, pick that one up. And anyone who does buy it, and it is the holiday gift giving season. Hard to spit that one out. For people on your list who like to read. And I'm not saying this just because it's mine. I'm saying this because I'm actually very proud that people who have read my books really say that they enjoy them. And I know naysayers would be like, oh, they're trying to be nice to you and whatever, but I don't know. I don't think that that's true because number one, they tell me specific things of what they like about it, the characters and whatnot, and after they read the first one, they get the other three, and I have people who are chomping at the bit waiting for number 5. So I tend to believe that people actually like them. So if you or anybody on your Christmas shopping list like to read, think of me. Where was I? Yes. I'm giving the credit where I think it's due. Find out if I'm wrong. This is the other Bookie Bet of the week, or my other choice for the Bookie Bet of the week, and this is the one I'm gonna go with, just cause. it wouldn't surprise me. For those who don't know, really quickly, the Bookie Bet of the Week is my little homage to my father, who, when he and I used to talk sports all the time, was always, no matter if it was his team or not, was always flabbergasted when whatever the home team was lost, and would always blame the bookie, saying it was a bookie bet, they made the team lose and whatnot. And, we would have that argument back and forth. Basically, it's a home team losing when they should have won. And this is a case where the home team should definitely win. But I think they have it in them to lose. And the worst part is, our daughter, who's a fan of theirs, wouldn't be surprised if this actually happened. Now, the Dolphins are home, and they are 7-4. The Bengals are 2-8-1. Bengals have I believe, at a quick glance, the 3rd worst record in football. Then it gets a little muddy. But they have the 3rd worst record in football. But again, I don't think that they should be, up there with like the Packers or the Saints or the Seahawks or anything like that. But I think that the talent on their team, I think that they should be a little closer to 500. I think they're playing sloppy ball more than anything. I think they have potential that they're simply not using. But then again, I think the Jaguars and the Jets also shouldn't be doing as bad as they are, and they really shouldn't. On paper, they shouldn't. But, again, I don't go just by statistics and just by paper stats. I go by what I see of the players and what I see personalities and stuff-wise, and this is one of the places that these guys are struggling. So, all that being said, I'm going to take the Bengals to take the Dolphins as the bookie bet. Now, do remember, the bookie bet is one of those things where if they win, it's a Festivus miracle. And it's just me calling it really good. But this isn't one of those that you run to the bank with. Next game is the Colts versus the Texans. And basically, we have polar opposites here: the 7-4 Colts and the 4-7 Texans. Um, Even though the Texans have 4 wins, they should have at least 7 wins by now. They've given away a few games where they've had a lead and they've blown it, or they've uh, had problems scoring in the red zone, and just issues like that all the way around. So the Colts, on the other hand, have been playing very strongly, and after their whomping 45-26 last week from Tennessee, I think they're gonna want to prove something. Shish. I think they're gonna want to. Yes, I love you. I think they're gonna want to prove something to themselves and their fans, just all the way around. And I think the Texans right now, their strongest suit is their defense, but the Colts have a very strong offense. So um, I think the strength of that offense is going to override the strength of the defense, and I don't think the Texans are going to put up enough points to overtake the Colts. So even though they're home, and unfortunately, many of the guys on many of the teams have said, it's cool to have home field advantage, but they all miss the fan reaction and the fan interaction, and it's hard on the fans not being able to go there, but it's hard on the guys too. They really love playing in front of the home crowd, no matter what team it is. I mean, every team has their own little thing. I mean, the Packers are famous for the Lambeau Leap, and Tampa Bay, they what do you call it? They fire off the cannon when they score a touchdown. Everybody's got their thing. The Steelers have the Steelers song that they play to pump their defense up when they play Renegade late in the game. I mean, every team has something, and to have the fans behind it is a really big deal. And for them not to have it this year is, bothering a lot of the guys. I know it's bothering us too. We want to be there. I know. Well, oh my God, the yawn. Believe me, I know. I had tickets. I wanted to be there. Trust me. Believe me, I know. Still not salty about that. Next game, 4-7 Lions against the 5-6 Bears. Odds are that good Lord. Odds are that if either of these teams go for it would be a far wild card shot. I mean, stranger things have happened. I mean, but one of the bigger things they're playing for right now is pride, and the Lions and the Bears have always been a big rivalry. I think the Bears have had a few more injuries this year than the Lions. Without listing them down, I think the injuries have been making an impact on the Bears, as well as other issues. So even though it's an away game for them, I'm gonna take the Lions. Thinking they're playing a little stronger, and again, I don't think this is gonna be a high scoring game. I think this is gonna be a very smash mouth defensive game, and at the end of the day, I think it'll be the Lions to overtake them. Next, we have the 9-2 Saints against the 4-7 Falcons. Now, I don't know who these Falcons were last week that beat the holy hell out of the Raiders 43-6. I don't know who those Falcons are. I really don't, because those are not the Falcons that have been playing all year. And I don't think I'm having a hard time thinking that they could put a game together like that against the Saints. I mean, with Drew Brees or without Drew Brees, the Saints are still a very strong team. And I cannot. The Saints are actually one of the few teams that actually has a very strong backup in the quarterback position. Like last year when the Steelers lost Ben, it was right around the same time that the Saints lost Drew. Oh God, hi. Can I help you, sir? Can I help you, sir? Thank you. You demand attention. Demanding little creature. I will take you OUT when I'm done with my SHOW. Okay. What was it? Drew was out last year. He jacked his finger up. I think he was out for, off the top of my head, 4 or 5 weeks, I believe. Because I saw that. And it was just one of those weird ones. You know, he threw the ball and, like, I believe it was on somebody else's helmet or pad or whatever. You saw the finger and it just, like, jammed and, like, kind of dislocated and just, you know, just did that thing where you look at it and, like, you shake your own hand out because that just looked like it hurt. But, all that aside, as strong as the Falcons played last week, I can't see them playing stronger than the Saints. I mean, they might give them a run. They might give it, I mean, if the same guys show up. I don't know who these guys were last week. I mean, this is the team that's given up, that's had, like, you know, 30 or more points of a lead and has straight up given it back. So I can't see them staying strong the whole game and beating the Saints. I just can't see it. The first 4 o'clock game is going to be the New York Giants against the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are at 8-3. Now the Giants are at 4-7, and you would think at 4-7, you know, you got no shot. But hey, this is 2020 in the NFL. Everything is weird as hell, let me tell you. You are pathetic. Right now, as of this split second, give it time, but as of this split second, the Giants are tied for first place in their division. It's Giants 4-7, the team with no name at 4-7. Exactly. The Eagles at 3-7 and 1 tie, and I said it when it happened, that tie is going to screw them up because it screws everybody up. And the Cowboys somehow at 3-8 are not out of it. They're not out of it. How are you at 3-8 at this time and you're not out of it? But none of these 4 teams are out. They literally, it's going to be between now and the end of the year which one of these guys wins the most. And honestly, whoever goes into the playoffs from this division can go in with a below 500 record. I mean, the best that the Cowboys could do right now is to be at exactly 500 at 3-8. That's the best that they could possibly do. One more loss and they'll be below 500. I mean, it's a crazy year. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It is a crazy year. The Giants are getting more excited and they're trying to play a little stronger. But honestly, I don't think they're strong enough. I don't think they're strong enough to beat the Seahawks. I really don't. I mean, Seattle is a consistently strong team. I mean, absolute consistently strong and have been for years. So I don't see them. I mean, that would have been a real bookie bet, but I couldn't even pick that one. I could not even pick that one. So I think the Giants are going to give it a run, but nah. I think the Seahawks are going to keep rolling. Los Angeles Rams are 7-4. The Cardinals are 6-5. This is another one of those I think is going to be. I think this is going to be an air game. I think the ball's going to be in the air an awful lot, and I think it's going to go back and forth. But something is telling me to stick with the Rams on this one. I think they're going to be a little more focused, and I think they're going to take it. Now, here's a questionable one, and literally I don't know where to go with this team this year because it's very odd. The New England Patriots are 5-6, and granted, we have not been able to say that for a long time. The Chargers are 3-8. Cam Newton is expected to play. But the injury he had was his abdomen. On a quarterback, that's going to affect a lot. I mean, you're going to throw, and if you feel it in your abs and your ribs, by the end of the first half is going to really tell where he is and how much he could continue. I mean, they're starting him at last report, but this is one of those that I really... It's really how much is he going to be able to hold up. He is still new to the team. The team and he and the team are still learning each other. They're not flowing perfectly. I mean, when they do hook up, they do it well. But they're not perfect yet. So, at the same time, the Chargers are not playing that strong. And it's like, part of me wants to say the Chargers are going to pull this one out. And I don't know. I don't know. I really think it depends on how Cam ultimately is. Like, how bad how bad is he feeling and what's going on. But every gut instinct is telling me to pick the Chargers. So I could be wrong, but I'm going to go with my gut, and I'm going to say the Chargers are going to pull this one out. I think it's going to be close. I don't think the Chargers are going to do a 41-3. I'd be dumbfounded if that's what happened. I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, I think the Chargers are going to pull that one out. I don't know why, but I just do. And this isn't even a, I don't like the Patriots and that's why. I just don't think. Next game. 3-7-1 Eagles, which we had just talked about a little while ago, which, again, are not out of it, but they are up against the 8-3 Packers. The Eagles have shown sparks of, yeah, we're good, yeah, we know how to play, and then other times they have just been like, oh, a football, what's a football? So, the Packers have been playing strongly and on point, and I cannot see without any major catastrophe the Eagles overriding the Packers. I just can't. Especially the Packers are home, and yes, home field isn't as much of an advantage, but let's be real. There's something about Lambeau Field. Lambeau Field has its own little, its own aura. You know, it's kind of like Fenway Park. You know, there are certain places that just have uh, the aura of the old days, and like that special magic. And Lambeau Field, whether it's filled with fans or not, is one of those places. Whether you buy into what I believe or not is an entirely different thing, but that's what I believe. Ah, here we go. Now we're on to the Sunday night game. Kansas City Chiefs with Mahomes against the Broncos. The struggling Broncos, who had all four quarterbacks out last week. All credit given to the Broncos for even playing last week. Even with their best quarterback right now, there's no way. There's no way they're beating the Chiefs. The Chiefs are up there in that elite group this year. And I said it at the beginning of the year, and I stand by it. The Chiefs are definitely going to be one of the ones that whoever wants to win the Super Bowl are going to have to go through them. And it's going to come down to like some of the toughest, biggest games. And the Chiefs are going to be right in the middle of it. Now, Monday. Hey, Monday we have two games. Go figure. The 4-7 Washington team with no name against my 11-0 Steelers. Steelers are home. Steelers just played last Wednesday. Now they're playing on Monday, and then they have to play on Sunday. 3 games in 12 days. A lot of guys aren't happy about it. But in a way, they use that to their advantage, and they're going to turn it around. Ben is listed as questionable, but he's expected to start. We lost Bud Dupree, but we have backups to help. We have the strongest defense right now. I don't see us losing. I don't like the time slot. I don't like when we're playing. I don't like that we're getting the short end of the stick, so to speak. But we're not losing. I'm taking my Steelers. Now, at 8:15 is the normal Monday night game. This would be the Buffalo Bills against the 49ers. Plus side, the Steelers and the Bills will have exactly the same amount of prep time for when we play on my birthday. So that's a plus. You know, we're not giving them extra time, which it wouldn't have been their fault anyway, but you know what I'm saying. The Niners. I picked them as my bookie bet last week, and you know what? They won. Go figure. It's almost as if I know what I'm talking about sometimes. Isn't that odd? But, the Niners have been plagued by a ton of injuries this year. A lot of different issues. I think a lot of it, I think an awful lot of the Niners' problems is what do you call it? Not just coaching, but upper office, like internal problems. I think something is a little sketchy on the inside, as it were. Something's just not going the way it should. There's something going on in the Niners corporate that we're not aware of, and probably won't fully be aware of. But there's stuff there that we just don't know. Excuse me. There's stuff there that's just not right. And on the other side of that, the Bills have been playing very, very strongly. They are in complete control of their division right now. They've had a lot of rebuilding years, and those years are starting to pay off. I mean, honestly, who would have thought that right now the Bills and the Dolphins would be in the first and second place? It's amazing what a couple of years will do. But here we are.
Oh, you can say it. We sucked for a lot of years.
I called it rebuilding, and even you said it was rebuilding.
Oh, we sucked. And then we rebuilt. Every football team is going through it.
I'm not lying. We all have our rough years.
Exactly.
I was 8-8 last year. It was horrible.
3-13.
All that being said, the Bills are playing quite strong. That I don't see the Niners. I think they're going to try to give them a. I think a lot of it's going to be decided in the first half. It's going to be which Niner team shows up in the first half, if they're going to give them a fight or if they're going to get steamrolled. They might try to keep it close. And again, really, we're going to see it in the first half. Because the way the Niners have been this year, and with the injuries and whatnot, if the Bills get a good solid lead in the first half, the Niners are not, on a strong team like the Bills, they're not going to be able to overcome a large lead. So this is one of those that you might know the outcome by halftime, just going on how the two of them play. I mean, the Niners played strong last week. I don't think they're going to overcome the Bills. I don't think that at all. But if they do, that would shock me. Now, after Monday night game, you'd think I'd be done, right? Wrong. Because we have a Tuesday night game. The Cowboys, who are 3-8, against the Ratbirds, who are 6-5. If the Ravens lose this, they'll be just at 500. And potentially 3 games behind the Browns and 6 games behind us. So the Ravens want this game, but I think the Cowboys want it more, because the Cowboys, again, strange as it may seem, the Cowboys have more of a chance to be in the playoffs. So it's an outside shot, But I'm going to take the Cowboys. Yeah, I know you love the Cowboys a lot. I know that. You know, believe it or not, teams that you dislike do win once in a while. Once in a while. They do. Every once in a while. Raiders, probably going to win today. God bless you. But those are my picks. There's a large person standing here, ready to take over the air after booing, my pick for the Cowboys. I also picked the Raiders to win. Sorry. Anybody else you hate? Who else do you hate? Bless you.
What's up, everybody?
I'm sorry, I call them as I see them. Y'all have a good week.
What's happening, everybody? Hopefully you've had a good one. Enjoyed your power hour for the last hour. Speaking of last hours, we are on for only one more hour. Let's get things rolling, shall we? All right, we're going to do a little Global Genius in a tune called Dastardly Decisions, kicking things back off. How we doing, my Smokeaholics? What's up, Facebookers? How's things Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all the other places in which CC&C is at? Hopefully you're having a good one today. Again, Facebookers, speaking of, my apologies on that loss of the original broadcast. Yeah, today it was me that set everything up. I forgot to plug in the camera to keep the thing charged. Okay, 38 degrees right now on the grounds of the compound here in Orange, Connecticut. Humidity at 51%. Winds have buzzed the station at 14 miles an hour. I'm happy to say this, though. Today, tomorrow, starting your week out right. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all beautiful sunny weather. Yeah, we're going to have some temperatures actually touching into the 50s. Enjoy it. And that track is called Dastardly Decisions. Let us get into... All right, Jamie West Orem coming up. Trout Recording, Airlands, Jenna Corum, Charlie Peacock, Black Box, and more. This, Lance Tabor with Aftercake. 12-12. Make sure you pack your rolls. You're raring to go. That 20's going to be here really fast, don't you know? Again, that was Have Your Cake, coming to you from the artist Lance Tabor. Guitar player, composer, producer, calls himself full-time pet staff. How about we do a little Golden Braid Productions for you? You have snow coming your way on Wednesday, huh? Let's see here. Our lows, actually. Let's see, we're looking at lows of 25 today. Lows of 26 tomorrow. 25 on Tuesday, 33 on Wednesday, 30 on Thursday, and 39 on Fridays. right, Double Pup. Again, Golden Braid Productions. Let's go George Lynch, shall we? Heavy Gravel Guild and a tune called Undertow. I'd love to have snow. You know that. Hey, especially now with the brand new rubber on the Jag, man, I want to try that shit out. I mean, I noticed an immediate difference in the feel of that car as soon as I got in it in the parking lot of the town fair. Yep, right as I was driving across the parking lot. I mean, just absolutely different. It's raining out. I got on the gas. The car just kept going straight. There was no weave. There was no wobble. $30 seconds. All right. Five seconds. Smoke them if you got them, everybody. It's 12:20. This is called Reset. It comes from Otis McDonald. Check that out, YouTubers. Anybody who's a science geek like me, you're into Star Wars or you just like cool gadgets, this company has actually been recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as having the first functioning Star Wars-inspired actual lightsaber. Take a look at what they did. It's pretty cool. All right. Desera, Fatima Almeida, Destroyer Creator. Facebook, I'm going to share this over there with you too, of course. I had a feeling somebody said those words to you. I had a feeling. Dude, you're going to hurt yourself, man. Go easy. Go easy. You're going to hurt yourself. Go easy. I don't want you to hurt. I don't want you to hurt yourself, man. Oh, he's did it 3 times in a row. There we go. Desera, Fatima Almeida, Destroyer Creator. Coming up next, Jared Miles in electronic, a tune called Ride Away. Come here, buddy. I'll get the leash off you. Yoink. There you go. Bottom of that thing has to be washed because it was peed out. But see all there by your dog. Yeah. He's like, wait a minute. Ride a Wave. Again, the artist Jared Miles. Now, Ariana Barakovia. Crazy About Each Other is the name of this track. Yeah, that lightsaber is pretty badass. Crazy About Each Other. Again, Ariana Barakovia out of Pop. All right, I Don't Want to Lose the name of this track. It's Nate the Soul Singer. It's Daryl Anders. We're talking a little R&B and soul. It would melt a walkway. It would, yes. I Don't Want to Lose. Nate the Soul Singer and Daryl Anders. Again, a little bit of R&B and soul. Let's get. This is Lance Tabor. One of the lost Pink Floyd tracks. That is slow. Slow's got to go. All right, this is called Lights On. So what do people have going on for the rest of their Sundays? Anything good? Any plans at all? You're going anywhere, doing anything? Absolutely nothing at all? Kicking back? What's up? Inquiring minds want to know. That track, Lights On, came to you from the artist Lance Tabor. Now let's go to a little jazz, a little razzle dazzle, little Lyle Workman. See, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. Sounds like you have a good reason to, too, so. Excuse me. You're welcome, of course. At least I know with all that wood that you got in that pile. Well, how much of that wood do you have left? How long do you say that type of load of wood lasts? I mean, I know it kind of varies depending upon, the temperatures and stuff, but I'm just curious. I mean, again, I'm going to have to... Really? Already gone, huh? No kid. And that's one of the things I even said to the kids that I'll be doing, wow. I'll be doing in the spring, in the summer, in the fall, just getting wood set for that coming season. And I'm like, you look at a pile and it's huge and you think you got enough, always do more. No kidding. See, again, the reason why I ask you that is, Maine obviously gets cold, but we don't deal with what you deal with there, and also some of the things in like shows that I watch over in Alaska. So we kind of take little bits from there, little bits from you, and it's like, well, you can do this to survive there. So obviously we know if we mirror it here, we're going to be good to go. All right, wrapping up Razzle Dazzle, Lyle Workman. Gonna go over to a little Charlie Peacock, a little Jeff Coffin tune called Funny Us. Then it'll be Echopraxia, Austin Woodward, and Where I Get Off. again, this is why I just take little bits and little things, from what you tell me, and like I said, other things that we research, things that we watch, and stuff. People that things that they're doing over there in Alaska. Yeah, we will be good to go. And we got to remember too, it's going to be nice. We supply our own electricity, so there will be, of course, a backup heating system. God forbid, wood's out or coal's out. Oh, sure. The Great Lakes, absolutely. Wrapping up Funny Us, Jeff Coffin and Charlie Peacock. Echo Praxia's Throne Room kicking in right now. Well, keep in mind now, all the trees that have to be dropped and things that have to be cleared just in order for us to do the cabins, the A-frames, and our center courtyard, which is going to have the outdoor kitchen. So there's already going to be a lot of lumber, a lot of stuff, somewhat sitting there stacked. But yes. Oh yeah, no, I was planning on ordering just one massive truckload for our area. Because again, we have the coal and the coal burning stoves. Yep. This is Non-Droid. Non-Droid, Austin Woodward. Now, this is where I get off. It's been awesome hanging out with you all. You know this. I do appreciate it. It'd be good you stay safe, do what you got to do for your afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow. Well, I may see you tomorrow night, now that I think about it, because I do have running in the morning I have to do. I mentioned that the other day. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, but I may get on tomorrow night. And the trees, as they get dropped over there on the property, will be dropped, of course, all of the limbs cut, and we're stripping all the bark off. So it's actually going to help them to acclimate and do what we need to use them for the cabins and use them for other things. 10 thumbs over there, YouTubers. Thank you. So kind of you, seriously. You know what we think. We appreciate it. All right, everybody. Later. Compound Concentrates and Coffee, your SunDaze edition. The 6th of December. I'm out of here. I'll see you tomorrow. Later on in the evening. Peace.